everyone. Okay, so I am here live, and I'm making a special Mother's Day soap. I have leftover roses from an embed order. I do sell cold processed embeds, hand molded for the most part, except for the roses are piped. And so on Etsy, I had someone ask me to do that, and that same person had ordered more this time. And so leftover, I wanted to choose between the make sure I had the best ones. I'm getting my gloves on, and I'm going to put my glasses and move you down where you can see. Now, I've got goat's milk. I've got the last bit of my raw goat's milk that was given to me by a friend. But, so now I'm going to find a source to buy it. And she might have a source I can buy it from. So, yay! So, anyway, if I can, hopefully this won't fall today. And I need to get my glasses on. Now, there's my milk. And this is my lye. I'm also nearly out of lye. It's just going to have to wait till I can get some more, maybe the 1st of June. But anyway, so I'm just going to, I have it on an ice bath. And I'm just slowly putting it in here, letting it melt the goat's milk. And this stainless steel bowl is going to come in handy anytime that I work with goat's milk. I did a blend of Japanese cherry blossom and apple blossom, and I decided, I want to do a blend. I want to add in something called honeysuckle jasmine. So it's got possibly up to at least 4 different blossoms in it. It smells kind of perfumey now. Hopefully this will be a favorite. I think that I would be, if I can't find honeysuckle, jasmine's the one that I would look for to put into it, if I had to tweak it. Of course, I have honeysuckle as well. Honeysuckle blossoms are finally blooming in my area, and I am gathering the honeysuckle blossoms a little bit each day, and the one I gathered last night, I will put in some oil. The one I gathered tonight will be switched over to a different container tomorrow and let it continue drying, because I'm trying to let them dry a couple days before I put it in the oil. I'm going to use sunflower oil this time instead of grapeseed oil, which those 2 oils I use in all my recipes, so I can do both, replace both. I might end up putting it in the freezer anyway and saving it till at a later date, because I got a pretty good stock of both. So anyway, this is starting to melt pretty good, and I'm just adding a little bit of the lye at a time, trying to keep the temperature down. Now, the colors I'm going to use is the same color I use for the roses. And the yellow is Mad Oils yellow. And right now, I can't remember what it's called. It's not the tennis ball one, but the other one, the bright yellow, I think. And the pink is a Hollywood pink from Nuture soaps, with titanium dioxide added to it. So there's my lye. Now, I know that the Japanese wild cherry blossom probably accelerates a little bit. One of them does. But hopefully it won't do bad. They are all 3 a floral. So I have to keep in mind that I might have some acceleration and my plans might have to be ditched for something else. Although I have just enough lye to fill 2 molds. Now I'm going to put the lid back on this one so I can keep it from getting anywhere else onto anything. And so anyway, I'm just going to continue to stir this until it's all melted. I'm trying to find a good source for raw goat's milk for soap making. I don't plan to consume it, so that's a tricky thing, I guess. At least in my area it seems to be. Maybe I could just get some every now and then. Let it slowly melt. I'm going to take the lid off of my oils here. I have kaolin clay, finely ground oatmeal, and coconut flour in this. And I'm going to go ahead and add it to my oils. This time I'm going to make sure that all the goat's milk is thawed before I mix it into the. But let's do 2 things. Let's stir this at the same time. Trying to get the additives into the oils. I thought about adding them beforehand, but I didn't have time. Okay, going to continue stirring this goat's milk mixed with the lye, and then I'm going to stick blend this before I add it to. So these are the roses that I'm going to be using right there. I got plenty of them. I'm going to try to space the small ones between each one and then place the larger ones. That way I can know that there will be one maybe uncut on each bar, because some of those roses are big enough to be cut in half when I get ready to, when I put them on, they'll be cut. But I want to save some of the little roses not to be cut. Almost all melted, but not quite. Feel like I need to let it melt all the way. For a few more little pieces, not totally melted. I don't want to set that there. I'm afraid it'll fall into the mix. Set that down. I'm going to go ahead and stick blend this. Okay, go ahead and slowly pour this in there. Try to get all that I can and burping my stick blender just in case I didn't have it stick. Put that aside so I'm gonna get this to stir. It was getting thick on the bottom. Felt I needed to, I don't have the fragrance added yet even. Now I'm doing 2 different whites. so that I can save one for the end. Because I'm going to spoon it on top after I've layered part of it. And then from that, the embeds will go on top. I like it. My blend that I made smells yummy. Definitely a bouquet. Okay, that'd be all she wrote for this. And need the scrapey. Okay, got that taken care of. Set that aside. I'll be needing that later. We'll start with the whites. Make sure I have enough for the whites. I'm just going to use my spoons to try to get this in, unless I have to get the stick blender back. I don't want to. I might have to. Okay. This one can maybe handle a little bit of the stick blender. I'm going to have to get this one to come out to the right color. You can still see that? Pour some into here. Same color, I guess it's not going to matter too much. I'm going to have to stick blend. Now, I guess I'm going to have to stick blend to get the colors mixed good. Comes the yellow. See if I can do it dark enough. Maybe the TD is the only thing that had to be done that way, because that's looking good. Let's try this one. And my pink coming out lovely. Red. What's next? The rest of this will be the natural color. And I put my larger spatula back in there. Okay, so I want my base to be white. So I'm just going to use up all of the white in both of these. I'm going to pour it all off. I'm going to let the others pour down into it. Surprisingly, no, it's not really accelerating. So maybe my blend decrease the chance of acceleration, despite that all three are florals. I don't mind if I get any on the sides. It'll just be a little extra white. Shall we do some red? Pour from a high distance, so it will go down inside it further. And I don't really have a lot of the white down in there. Pink. Do the same. And some no color. starting to thicken now. Red. Pink. Or no color. I always like to do a no color in my soaps to show any discoloration that the natural soap would have had. I enjoy doing that. I'm on a time constraint here. I almost forgot. Now the rest of the red. Time I get to the top, maybe I'll be able to spoon that white on top like I want it to. I might do a little bit of a swirl with my spatula instead of a chopstick though. Pink. I am making a mess. I like how it smells though. Definitely a good thing to call it blossom. The rest of the yellow, because I don't have enough more of the white. I mean, I have white for both of these. Top layer after I swirl. So. Now, one of these is lower down, but one of these is also higher up, so it works. I have a mark on this one right here to where I tell myself you can't go any higher, because if I do, it gets too tall. Of course, I am not up to that mark, I do not believe. And now for the rest of this one. And then I might have to wait a minute or two for the embeds. If they start sinking, then I'm in trouble. And this is still very fluid. I'll have to spray them. Hopefully it'll stay on top as I put the little ones on. Okay, so once again, clean my edges. Okay, now spray it. Okay, now this is hand molded. This is not. This is piped. So, anyway, okay, so some of those might get cut just a little bit. I have some teeny tiny ones here for that one on this side. I don't know if the big one would fit over there anyway. Perhaps it needs a red one. And it'll get a special green one. Only one green one. Well, I do need to wait. It's starting to thicken up. Some of these are just going to have to get chopped. No way around it. I have to squeeze them in there. I definitely want a flower on each. I don't know if that one will fit. Cut this one in half ahead of time. Too small, too big. There we go. Yeah, okay. Okay, I have 3 roses left. It says will be samples. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this on here, like that. Now I know that the roses are going to be cut in half in partial, so I just wanted to make sure one side was on the end that I want to be on the end, but for the most part, they're all going to be sliced in half. Just keep on going. There we go. And that's the sound of it went all the way through. There's that one, and it's an end piece. I don't know what to think. The yellow is a little lost. It's all in the center. That's unique. Well, they're different. I used my spatula to do a slightly little bit of a stir instead of a chopstick. A swirl, not a stir. But anyway, I swirled with my spatula instead of chopsticks. That one I thought was unique. There we go with that one. And here. And there's this one. Now my fragrance oil might have a tiny amount of vanilla in one of them, but they really shouldn't discolor too much from the reviews. The one that does discolor, it's not going to, it's has enough of the others to not discolor too badly. And the flowers do not have any fragrance in them, so they won't discolor at all. That's cute. Just that one. It's this one and the end piece. That might be mine to test with because it's got the green one on it. Oh, it smells very perfumey, musky. One of the fragrances oils that I put into this does have a little bit of musk. Not a lot, but a little bit of a musk. Skin safe still. I'm going to go ahead and clean these off before I go ahead and do this other one. Just to protect it from any soap residue. I'm thinking that maybe after I take my soaps to the Sourwood Festival in my town in August, there's a large mold that I'm wanting to look in investing in that might actually take the whole of this table when I'm cutting it. But anyway, see how this one does. I feel like I should put this one on the other side. I don't know. One of these things was just making it. This one bowed a little bit. This mold that holds this one bows just a little bit, and I could tell. And just to keep it going, slowly coming through it, and then we got it cut. Wow. There's that one. So when I get off of here, I'm going to go ahead and clean these up before taking pictures of them, and then I'm going to store them away. I like that one. Store them away in their curing area for at least 6 weeks. And they do kind of smell nice. I think that the Japanese cherry blossom is too sweet a fragrance, and I toned down the sweetness by adding in jasmine. And the apple blossom is also sweet, but the jasmine balances that out. That's in the honeysuckle jasmine. I can't really smell the honeysuckle that's in that fragrance oil that has jasmine in it. I smell mostly just the jasmine part of that. So that would balance these other two out, and I think it has a really nice scent. That means it'll be on that side too. Anyway, there's the last one, and of course the end piece. I'm thinking about using this flower or the petals in the setup of my soap. Bye now. Bye.